You already know. I'm gonna let y'all jump on real quick. Happy Juneteenth, you heard? Yes. About time we celebrated this. What's good? What's good? What's good? Let me see the tribe up in here. I love you guys. Thank you for joining. Happy Juneteenth. Appreciate you. Drop some prayer emojis. Drop some hearts for Juneteenth. Show me where you guys are coming in from. What's good? What's good? Friday. Feel good right now. You already know. I am excited. What a beautiful holiday for us to celebrate. Just ending slavery. It's so powerful. I love just seeing the amount of unity that's happening across the planet, across our country. I posted a really dope self-love video. If you guys did not see that, definitely check that out. I went through the streets. I thought it was historic to go and capture some really cool footage throughout LA. So I just dropped that. Check that out. Where's everybody coming in from? Drop your first name and where you're coming in from. We got Angelo Africa. Shout out to Africa. My people, what's good? We got Texas in the house where my family's at. Yes, Juneteenth. I hear you. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Hearts. Big ups to Juneteenth and to our entire black community across the planet. Let's see. Johannesburg. I follow you always. Thank you. Much love. Much love. Much love. We got Rich from Long Island. What's good, Rich? What's good? We got Makayla out of New Jersey. Big ups to Jersey. I'm coming back to Jersey to see my family in a week. I'll see you out there, Jersey. What else? We got Jessica from Africa. Yo, we got mad people from Africa up in the house. I love it. Shout out to everybody from Africa. We got vixx. You already know. My little brother. I wouldn't be able to do none of this without you. What's good? What's good? Yes, we got Luke from San Francisco. We got Conan from India. We got Sherry from Canada. We got Hebe from Johannesburg. Woo, we global. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it today. Canada, I feel so good. I just got a massage. Soothe app finally is back open. I have had the craziest knots. I needed a massage so bad, guys. It's been months because of COVID. I finally got a massage. Yo, I'm telling you right now, it's the best feeling in the world. Hit up Soothe, get you a massage. Feels so good. You got Digital Jeff. You already know my brother. What's good, Bato? Season 6. Woo! We got thousands of people watching the episode. I couldn't do it without you. I love you, bro. Jersey's in the house. Carrie, I love you. Blessings, I love you. What's good, Vancouver, Canada in the house? Yes. Shout out to my entrepreneurs that are up in here. Freddie from South Africa. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Let's talk manifesting. I'm going to bring on guys. Oh, yes. I see Vika's up in here. Big vibes. Big vibes. I love it. I love it. My girl Vika, man, she just helps me to spark curiosity always. I love her so much. Love to you. Love to you. We got San Diego in the house. We got Morocco in the house. Yo, my man Kurt Dog, what's good, bro? We got Robin, man, the official Robin from the new DC movie coming out in here. That's what's up. That's what's up. We got Andrea from Italy. Yes, I love it. Yo, everybody, I want you to just drop. What's one word that you're feeling today on Friday? What's one word that you're feeling today? Huge love. I feel that. I feel that. We got to have love on Juneteenth, you know? So, we got another person from India. We got Charlotte in the house. We got good vibes all day. Drop a word, something that you are feeling, something that you're embodying today. Happy. I love that. Happy. I love that. I feel happy right now. I feel happy that I get an opportunity to connect with all of you. And I'm so thankful for you guys joining this live. I got a couple giveaway winners that have been commenting on my post, 333, which has been this mastery number for me that's been popping up everywhere. And I'm going to bring them on here and jam with them. We got grateful. We got focused. We got driven. We got celebration. They're feeling celebration. I'm feeling that we got driven again. Manifesting, energized, grateful, thriving. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. This is the vibe. Grateful. I love it. I love it. Am not happy. I don't know if that means you're not happy, but we're going to change that right now. We're going to shift that to happiness. Let's go. Gratitude, purpose, abundant. Woo! Abundant. She hit the abundant. Oh, I love that. I love that. Unified. That's what I'm talking about. Love. Unified. I love that. New York City repping. You already know I'm coming back to the East Coast in 1 week. Shout out to my East Coast fam. Purpose. Let's go. All right, so I'm about to bring on 2 of the 333 giveaway winners. I'm so thankful for all of you that comment on all my content and posts. It's It's who I am. I'm a storyteller at heart. So I just love you, all of you. This isn't just a bunch of numbers and likes and hearts to me. I know these are real. All of you are real people all over the world right now taking a moment to be with me. So I appreciate you. I love you guys. So let me bring on our first giveaway winner. Let's see if I can get him on here. It'll be my man, Ethan. On here. Let's go. Ethan, man, I appreciate you. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody, drop some hearts for Ethan. Drop some hearts, any color heart. Yo, my man Ethan, what's good, bro?
What's up,
Good to
Gerard?
see you, man.
Good
Look
to
at
see
you,
you,
man.
man.
Vibes, bro. You got a pool right now. I mean, that's looking fresh. That's looking
Come on,
fresh.
man. You're
You
bringing the vibes today, man.
Hey,
I
man,
love it.
I feel so good because I've been like, I've had so many knots in my back, bro. I haven't been able to get a massage. I know it sounds crazy, but you know, when you're working on that computer and phone all day, and man, I got a massage this morning. Soothe just opened back up. I feel so good. I let go of so much shit. So
Yeah,
yeah,
let it
man, I
go.
feel good. I feel good. Oh, my love's with me. Ashley, shout out to my love. I love you, baby. Mwah. Can't wait to see you. All right, so Ethan, let's talk, bro.
Let's do it.
How you feeling, man? I want to know first and foremost, what's the number one thing that you have learned, or what's been your biggest realization in the first half of 2020 so far for you?
Heart health, man. Healing the
Wow.
heart.
Wow, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah,
I
man.
love that. That's
Yeah,
so good,
man.
man. What do you mean
That's where
by
it's at.
that?
Emotional health. Everything comes down, and just like for me, it's just a lot of things just bubbled up that maybe I ignored, and for me, it just kind of came there. So for me, heart health, emotional depression, anxiety, getting all to the emotional stuff,
That's real.
relational stuff, codependency, boundaries, all of that type of stuff, learning what I
Wow.
need to do, what I need to get into. So trying to focus on healing the heart.
Woo.
Just been learning a lot, man, that feels like as you're doing business or entrepreneurial stuff, it's like I feel like, man, I get caught sometimes and I'm like, oh, this is my heart. I need to go back. Healed heart, and then opens you up. So that's what I've been focusing on.
Wow, bro. I love that, man. That heart, someone just posted about like the heart coherence. This
Yeah.
is why I care so much about conscious leadership, you know, because conscious leadership for me means leading from the heart. And I think it's similar to the video that I just posted. I don't know if you caught the video I created with my team. And, you know, it's just like at the end of the day, I feel like at the root of racism, it's self-hate. And at the root of unity, it's self-love. And when we
Yeah.
are able to learn how to love ourselves, fully love ourselves unconditionally, and heal the trauma that we all have. It's hard for us to acknowledge the fact that
Yep.
we all have trauma, whether it's trauma that's happened to us in this lifetime, past lifetimes, or has been passed down to us from lineages, ancestry, and the
Yep.
systems that have been created before us. So yeah, there's a lot of beautiful healing that's happening in the world right now, man, and I'm really grateful that you're doing that work, bro, because that's the work, man. That's the deep work that a lot of people avoid. But when you do that, not only do you heal yourself, you heal the world, man, and it completely changes your world. Like so many opportunities, the right people, the right, just abundance just comes into your life
Come
because
on.
you're now open. You know what I mean? So that's been cool, bro. I'm
That's
happy to hear
awesome,
that.
man.
What are like three things that you've done that have allowed you to start tapping into healing the heart?
Yeah, man. Joining up with other brothers, for me, a group of other men. I've joined some other groups of other men where we can be vulnerable, share how we're feeling, just getting in touch with our emotions, being aware of the emotions that we're feeling, and having a place to share that. Um, for me, it's also been some therapy. So like doing like some EMDR and different types of therapy like that. Also, seeing what else is coming up for me. Um, a lot of dancing. Movement is medicine. I've been
Oh,
learning
okay.
that. Movement is medicine. So beginning to ecstatic and five rhythms dancing, doing some of that,
Wow.
moving that around.
That's
Some
what's
plant
up.
medicines as well. That's helpful to kind of move things through my body and really address stuff. So man, I've just been diving into a lot lately.
Wow.
So
Did
and
you mention you just mentioned plant medicine too, huh?
yeah, mm-hmm,
Wow.
yep,
Sick, bro. Sick. Well, first and foremost, all those are so powerful. I mean, I think the big thing you started with is like we don't got to do it alone. You know, there's so many amazing people that are dedicating their life as coaches, as teachers,
creating masterminds, creating programs and experiences. So the fact that you joined a group, a men's group, one of my clients, Boy, he started one. I don't know if you're a part of that one or if it's a
I'm
different
not.
group.
No.
Okay, I know Preston, my boy Preston Smiles has a group like that with
Come
all
on.
men. So that's amazing, guys. Like if you're listening to this right now, just know that you don't have to do it alone. Go find you the right coach that you feel aligned with, that has the results that you're looking for. Put it
Yeah.
out there. Call it in.
Yeah.
I love the. Go ahead.
Yeah. For me, it's Sacred Sons is a
Yeah.
group that I joined recently. Some guys there.
Dope.
Some friends over have a group called Tin Man, a small group of guys that we meet every week. And then another group has been a friend of mine, Brady, who has started.
You've been also like you even mentioned like ecstatic dance and movement, and I think that's really
Yeah.
powerful. And then plant medicine is a game changer. That'll open up your heart like nothing else. Like it's
Come
unbelievable.
on, man.
So yeah, that's really dope, bro. That's really dope. So how can I serve, man? What's something on your mind where I can kind of just see how I can step up
Absolutely.
for you?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Also, I just want to go back to the trauma thing. A lot of people don't realize that, I mean, our trauma goes back like almost 14 generations, it just keeps passing through. So doing this work is, sometimes it's not even our work, but it's work. It's our work now, but that's why it's so important. So.
And it's work that we get to do. Like, it's how dope is that? Like, when I went and worked with Wachuma in Peru, which is the grandfather plant, I was healing shit from like the masculine side of my family. I mean, like way back, because I'm, Native American culture to like my grandfathers that went to war. And I was like, as much as it was painful, I was like, man, how beautiful is it that I get an opportunity to heal this trauma for them and for the future of my nephews and my sons and my family and the men in my family. So it's like, it's exciting. Man. It's once you start doing beautiful. The work, it's like, it's like a, it's like an honor. It's like so sacred, and it's such an honor to be able to have the opportunity to do this work.
Yeah, man. Come on, that's beautiful. Yeah. So so my question for you was like kind of going down this journey, entrepreneurial journey of like had ups and downs in it. So depression, suicidal, anxiety, all this stuff has been coming up for me, led me on this journey of exploring this work. And something that's been so important to me is like how I feel like this stuff we're talking about right now I feel like it needs to be normal in the world. Like we're not taught this in school. We're not taught this about trauma and how it gets stuck in the body and all this type of stuff, like from a young age. And that's okay. Maybe the knowledge was not there like it was now. And so what I feel passionate about is wanting to create ripple effects and get this out to the creator community, to the entrepreneurial community. Because I believe that once we get it, then we can create and we can do stuff like you're doing, man. Your stuff is beautiful. It's so inspiring. I just want to honor you for what you're doing.
Thanks, bro.
But I just want to spread more of that out there. So something that I've been learning and getting into lately is been learning my marketing skills, my ad skills, learning all this type of stuff. And I've been very recently been helping a couple therapists, and I want to focus on helping holistic practitioners, healers, kind of get their stuff out online and get out there.
Great.
But I've realized quickly, I'm just like, man, I can't just be just me because, I kind of need to grow a team a little bit to really impact the people I need to. So that's something that I know that you know more about than I do on that. So I'd love to hear some on that. And then I guess maybe we could start there. I do have another question, but is that cool?
Yeah.
So I'd love to figure out, my dream is I'd love to be able to figure out how to monetize this and travel. I'd love to do more of this healing stuff more. And I'd love to create more content around it for myself, but I also realize that there's people that are doing this work that maybe don't know how to get it out there, and that's something I'd like to really help with.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for honoring me, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you, most importantly, for doing the work. Like the fact that you are doing the work, for yourself, like that's where it starts. That's where it begins, man. And what I will tell you is this: it never ends. There's always more work to do. Like you can always go deeper. You can always uncover more. And, it's a lifelong journey. I call it the leader's journey. It's a lifelong journey. So you just got to continue to do that work so that you can stay present every single day, implementing these rituals and, your routine and the mindset, and just being able to continue to tap into your heart and let go, like continue to let go of whenever that, the whatever creeps up on you, like continuing to know that those are just stories, right? Stories from the conditioning and the stuff and what you've been through. And like, you have to continue to practice letting go every single day, surrendering and trusting your journey, trusting your path. So thank you again for doing the work, bro.
Thanks for
What I
sharing.
would say is that the fact that what's really beautiful is that when you start to do this work, you recognize that you have this calling, right? It's like this purpose. And I feel like we all have it. Into those unique gifts, but I do genuinely believe that like we are all here to make the world a better place. Like we're all here to do our part, to do God's work, right? And if you feel called to now, as you've been doing this healing, to say, wow, I feel called to going and helping these therapists and helping these healers to be able to expand, and whether it sounds like you want to help them to expand in their business, is that right? Like
Yeah,
what
like recently I've helped some that have been private practice kind of go to more of the coaching model and go online and try to get clients that way. They just didn't really know how. So like, how can we help them? For me, it's like, okay, how can I help you get an online presence? How can I help you kind of grow that space? So and niche down, I've been helping them kind of niche down and find like their ideal people, and then creating like some click funnels around it, some ads and like videos around that of like how to actually connect with the person that they're supposed to talk to. Because I think that sometimes in holistic practitioners or in therapists, it's kind of like generalized and going narrow. It's like, who's that person that you can really connect with? So,
yeah, definitely. You got to get polarizing, just get polarizing on who that ideal person is that you want to genuinely serve. And then, I mean, I think what we've learned at Leaders Create Leaders and the businesses that we've been building and the people that we've been serving is like, there's a lot of good people in the world, but a lot of good people in a bad system. So what we've done is work on how do we systemize the different divisions of business? How do we actually like really get clear on, once we understand who it is that we're serving and how you want to actually help them, and like what is the offer and then the problem that you actually can help them solve, and what is that like deep rooted pain, then ultimately it's like, what's that process that you want to take them on, and you really want to create a process to help them solve that problem. And for us, like at Leaders Create Leaders, we've been really focusing in on like, how do we, it's like one thing to just understand funnels and webinars and all these like marketing tactics, but it's just really, really important that you break down specifically what is that process and that path that you're taking a customer on. And you just like really get clear on that and making sure that you can really get them results. And you can solve that, and then build systems within your business, because you mentioned like building a team. So for me, it's like once you're clear on who it is you serve, and once you're clear on exactly how you're going to solve that deep pain that they have, you can really start to like market yourself, like be that storyteller. And then you mentioned like building out a team behind you, and I think that comes down to like building systems, and that's something that I've had to learn in my business, because I'm typically the visionary. Like I'm typically the person that jumps on live. I'm the person that, creates the content so that I can attract the client, attract clients and attract the audience. That may be who you are. So it's like figuring out like, what is your gift and what role do you want to play in this business? And if it is the storyteller, then, you want to learn how to be really vulnerable yourself and be that teacher where you're consistently putting out valuable content, and also content that is relatable and vulnerable yourself, so that you can go out there and build out an audience and, create content that's polarizing specifically to who it is that you're looking to attract, that would pull into the business. And then you want to, once you're clear on what it is that the role that you want to play, then you want to get clear on like, what are the roles that you need around you. For me, like I really needed an integrator. I really needed that COO person that, as I'm going out there and helping to attract an audience and helping to attract my ideal client and the people that I want to serve, I have someone that's able to take my vision and actually build it out where it can be executed. We can onboard a client and we can take them through this process, and we can, we have all, the processes for our sales division, our marketing division, our operations, our finance division, our product. So it's like, for you, it's like getting really clear on what your role that you want to play. And then you can start, the next underneath you should be an integrator, someone who's actually going to take your vision and then be able to help, make it a reality and put systems in place within all the different divisions of business. And then you can kind of build out your organizational chart from there. You know, I really think that like when you're in this industry of, I guess like what you're looking to do, which is kind of expand and help, it sounds like health practitioners and therapists,
therapists,
be able to, I guess, attract more leads is what I'm kind of hearing, and grow their business.
Yeah.
And typically, like, I can just speak from my own experience, like you can really build a lean and mean team, and you don't need more than, like, I've seen people in this industry crush it with like less than a handful of people on their team, literally having VAs on their side, having a solid integrator, and then you just having the right systems to automate and scale your business. So, I mean, there's a lot to untangle there. It's hard to untangle all of it on a live stream, but if this is something that I would love to dive deeper with you after the call.
Heck yeah, I'd really love that.
Cool. You said you had another. We could do. Let's do one more, and then I'm gonna bring on another giveaway winner, bro. But I'm excited for you, man.
I want to speak to myself, and what you're just sharing is my fear and the imposter syndrome of putting myself out there vulnerably, sharing my own story, going deep, and all that type of stuff. So I feel like how I want to help other people, I feel like I need to lead and I need to go first, and that's just been something. I know that's something that you do really well. Anything that you can share on that as far as me, like taking my story, like I want to be very vulnerable, but I'm also very scared to be so.
You know, a couple of things are coming up for me. I think like when you're getting ready to be the face of this brand and this movement that you're creating, and you mentioned, and again, like you want to be that voice, you want to be that storyteller, and also you want to build out a team and attract the people that want to be a part of this movement for you. I really think like the foundations that you got to start with is like getting really crystal clear on why. And I know we hear this all the time, but like, why are you doing what you're doing? And then really getting clear on what are your core values that you stand for personally, so that you're completely clear on what those core values are, and really defining what they are, so that you can like onboard, even like for me, my clients, when they get onboarded, they go through a manifesto and they go through an oath. And the oath goes through like all of my core values and like how I, what I'm expecting, what is the character of the people that I want to work with. So really get clear on that. And then as far as like you showing up in your story, like your leader's story is what I like to call it. I like to break it down into 4 different components. Okay. So like the first is like your struggle. The next is your shadow. The next is the shift. And the next is the service. So like getting really clear, and this is something that you can just spend some time tonight on, but like really get clear on like, and you probably heard of the hero's journey from Joseph Campbell, right?
For sure. Yeah.
So it's like very similar to that. I just kind of condense it a little bit, and then you really want to curate it to be specific to what the movement that you're creating. So like, what was the struggle? Where were you at in your life where like it was rock bottom for you? Earlier in this live, you mentioned you were suicidal. You mentioned that you were super depressed. So like take us back and be as definitive as possible and be as detail oriented as possible when you're telling the story. Like take people back to the moment. Like what were you wearing? Where were you? Who were you with? What was that moment that you were like freaking like completely, feeling like there was no hope, right? But like really take people back to that moment, who you were back then. And then you want to like tell people about what that shadow was. Shadow work is something that I've been learning so much more about. I have my own shadows that I've talked about and I've learned to be vulnerable about. For you want to like really get clear on what those shadows were for you. For me, I mean, I've had many, but the most recent one for me was this shadow. Okay, for one is like unworthiness. So I had a shadow of like unworthiness, of like not really understanding why I felt like I wasn't really worthy of true success and wealth and abundance. And I didn't understand why. It was to the point where like, even when I made millions of dollars, like I hustled my ass off, and that hustle was driven by like resentment. It was driven by pain. It was driven by like all the people that doubted me, all the people that said I couldn't do it. It was to prove myself. And I made millions of dollars, but even when I made it, I still felt like because I had this feeling of being unworthy. It was like I didn't even know how to manage that money. I didn't even want to touch it, and and then I started like that, having this trust in my life, and therefore it started to really block me creating real abundance. And then I was like feeling like even if I had the money, I just was not fulfilled. I wasn't happy. So like this was a shadow of mine, and I started opening up about it. So like really taking people through like what your shadow was, like through that struggle, where did you uncover the shadow, and then take people back to like what it was like having that shadow. Like what did you and then from there, once you're like getting people aware of what that shadow was in your life and where you identified where that shadow came from, there was a point where you actually made a shift. There was a point where there was a shift that happened in your life. It sounds like it was not too long ago when you had this shift, right? For me, one of the beginning of my shift was, even though it's pretty cliche, I got 2 front row tickets gifted to me to go to a Tony Robbins event. And when I went to Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within, at that event, I saw this man on stage. I saw how many people he was healing and how many people he was transforming in front of my eyes. And then his quote of success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure was one of the major shifts in my life, where I started to say to myself, wow, like success for me is no longer about the cars and the accolades. It's about service. It's about how can I be someone that creates fulfillment by changing other people's lives, by giving other people hope. So take people through the shift that happened for you. It could be a plant medicine ceremony. It could be a mentor in your life. It could have been, just something radical that you had happened that caused you to have a mindset shift, right? That you changed your beliefs. You changed how you saw yourself. And so you want to take people through that shift, and then you want to take people into like where you stepped into service, how you found your purpose, when you found your why. And that's when you really stepped into service, and take people up and then take people through that journey of what it was like. What is life like now that you've made that shift? Now that you've stepped into service, into real leadership, how has that created abundance in your life? How has that created this new outcome? And you really want to just take people through that. And that's like how I frame the leader story. And then really I have a whole like content system, like a whole blueprint. And I can kind of, again, when we do this, we could do a call after this. And I take people through how I create a content calendar in 2-week sprints. And every single day I'm doing storytelling, and I'm also covering my 5 brand pillars, which for me are spirituality, leadership, entrepreneurship, storytelling, and family or travel. And every day I'm mixing those in, and every day I'm making sure to do it through vulnerability, through authenticity, and just every single day, like and it really just takes practice every day. Like once you know your brand pillars and what you stand for, and why you're creating your content, and what your like who your audience is, and understanding them, it's just like every day, bro, just having the courage to step up and open up and to speak your truth. So yeah, man, hopefully this is helpful. This is inspiring for you, man.
It's awesome. Super inspiring. Very helpful. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really
bro. Absolutely, man. But thank you for following my content. We'll get into it a little bit deeper. Shoot me a DM. And again, thanks again for commenting, Mo333. I appreciate it, and just supporting leaders create leaders in our movement.
Heck yeah, brother. Keep going.
No doubt, bro. All right, Ethan, I'll talk to you later. Peace. Sweet. So that was dope. A lot to unpack, but I have another 333 giveaway winner. So I'm going to bring her on here, Irina. Shout out to everybody who's joined. I saw Brandon Collinsworth, my homie, join earlier. So shout out to him.
Wow.
Yo, what's up, Irina?
What's up? I'm super hyped right now. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, you having my biggest inspiration, so I'm a bit nervous right now.
Oh, thank
you.
And
so English.
Much.
Thank you for this opportunity. And again, English is not my first language, so I'm sorry if my delivery is not really good. So I'm Indonesian. I live in Indonesia. My name is Irena. So right now, I'm starting up new businesses. The first one is related to sports, specifically in basketball, and the second one. So we have this platform that is, our goal is to help the local entrepreneurs, micro and small businesses to market their products abroad. So my biggest question is actually related to your journey when you started Elite Daily, right?
Mm,
So I've watched your interviews, and in one of those you mentioned that Elite Daily was not generating profit
mm,
within the first year.
yeah.
So I've been really interested because that's my biggest struggle right now. So I would like to know, how did you hold onto that belief, that what you started will eventually make a hit or become successful?
Wow, great question. So first of all, Irina, thank you so much for the comment on supporting and being a fan of everything that we're doing with our brand, with Gerard Adams, my personal brand, which is me, but also Leaders Create Leaders, and like, because when I see my brand, I just want you to know, like, it's so much more than me. Like, I have a whole fucking team that's behind me that I could not do what I do without them. So I just they're such a huge part of everything that we've created. So I just want to shout out them. And Irina, thank you, because if without you and without like all of the people that engage with our content and jump on these lives, comment and all these things, like it really inspires us to keep going. As an entrepreneur myself, I never thought that I would be a brand. I just cared about building businesses, and I still am I still love building businesses at the core. But it's just been really cool to step up as a storyteller myself. So thank you so much for supporting the content. I think it's really cool what you're doing. First of all, I'm a huge basketball fan. And I also
Wow.
am a huge basketball fan. I played basketball my whole life, so I would love to see how I can support any way possible. I think that's really, really cool. And to answer your question, so, for me, I feel what kept me going, I mean, I have it here really on my water bottle, but it's like, can you read that?
Remember why you started. Yes.
So like
Yes.
ultimately it really comes down to why you started. And it's so important to just be very, very clear on why you're doing what you're doing. And for me with Elite Daily, like our mission was to give it was known as like the voice of Generation Y. Like we wanted to give a voice to millennials all over the world. So even though it was a struggle in the beginning and it was hard for us to make money and hard for us to understand how to create revenue streams, we saw that because we were so dedicated to our audience, like we were so dedicated to providing value, that even though it wasn't profitable in the beginning, the fact that we were giving people a platform and we were learning as we go and we were slowly seeing people engage with our product, it inspired us to just keep going. And it reminded us that, like, we're not, at the end of the day, we're not doing this because we just want to sell a company and make millions of dollars. We're doing this because we really genuinely want to give a voice to a generation. So I think it's just, I think it's getting really clear on why you're doing it from that standpoint. Like, what is this actually doing for the world? And then also always remember what your why is, like your personal why. Like for me, it's family. Like I do what I do not only because I have like my companies, like Leaders Create Leaders, for instance. It's like it's a movement because I really want to help to create as many heart-led leaders in the world that can tap into their purpose and go out there and play their role in making the world a better place. And for me, it's all about creating leaders and leaving a legacy with Leaders Create Leaders. But at the same time, like my personal why is not just that. It's also because it's family. Like my family didn't grow up having a lot, to in the sense of like being able to just go and take vacations whenever we wanted or just, get beautiful things. We had a lot of love, but I want to provide a better life for my family. So I think when you have that why, ultimately, where it's like it's legacy based, where you know that you're doing something for the greater good of humanity, and then you're also doing it because you want to provide a better life for your family, like
Mm-hmm.
there's not that's got to be your driving factor to every day to just trust the process. Because most companies that I've built that have become multi-million dollar entities have taken me a minimum of usually around 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Elite Daily 3 to 4 years, and that's still pretty fast. Anyone who's like a real entrepreneur will tell you it's usually that's still pretty fast. Like most companies, like even with Leaders Create Leaders, for me, it's like at least 10 years, if not 20-year vision, So you have to just, the best thing that I would tell you to do in the very beginning, because like a lot of us entrepreneurs know that like money never leads, it follows. It's about like solving once you don't have a real business until it actually starts making money. That is the truth. Like once it starts making money, now you have a real business. So it's important for you to focus on how do you solve a problem that that actually see so much value in it that they're willing to pay for it. And you want to do that soon. You don't want to wait too long to being able to do that. But in the beginning, you want to, you really want to prove the concept, and you want to like iterate and learn from your customers. Ask your customers questions, ask your audience questions, and build it for them. And, get it to a point where like you get where someone is willing to actually pay for your service or for your technology or for your product. So that's what I would say.
That's very beautiful. Thank you so much. And you mentioned that you also build like multiple businesses. So that's actually like my biggest, hesitation right now, because, I'm still young and I have all these amazing ideas, and I just want to do like bunch of things at the same time, but I'm not quite sure if that's the right way to actually grow things, or is it such a thing as doing too much?
Yes. 100%. 100%. See, like most entrepreneurs, if I can show you, like most like entrepreneurs when they start, they're like this. They're going in a million directions. And most entrepreneurs that I know that become very successful are like this.
Wow.
So like I used to be the entrepreneur that wanted to do 100 different things at a time. And now what I realized is I had to get really, really, really focused and really find out like what is that core company that you really want to build, that you want to go all in on, and go all in on that. And then you could build other businesses around it, right? So like I have Leaders Create Leaders. I've gone all in on that. Now around that, I'm able to launch an agency, or I'm able to launch, another consulting or mastermind. I could launch different products around that business. And that's, I've seen that happen. And also I have a portfolio of companies, but it took me time to be able to get to a place where I'm able to invest, know my role, invest into other founders, and be able to make sure that I can advise them to really build that company. But when you're just starting out, I think like trying to do too much is going to paralyze you. You're going to burn yourself out. You're doing too many things in too many different directions. The best thing that you can do is go all in on that one thing and really see it through. Put your focus on it, go all in on that. And then when you build that company where you get to a point where it actually is scaling, and now you can have a team that's helping you scale it, where your time is freed up. Now you can go and you can start other things and you can do other things. But until you actually have financial freedom, it's a lot harder for you to build multiple businesses at the same time. That's just my opinion. That's just my experience. But I would tell you is to like really hone in and focus on, one, if you're going to do, if you have another one that's like a side hustle, that's cool. Like if one of them's a little bit of a side hustle, that's okay. But really focus and put the majority of your time, energy, attention, and money towards the one thing that you're so passionate about, that you would freaking live and die for, and go all in on that one thing.
Wow, that's very powerful. I mean, I never look at it that way. Like I think I have I don't know if I can call myself as a leader, because I feel like I also have my doubtfulness. I have this fear that I'm afraid to kind of delegate that task to other people, because I'm afraid that they might not be able to do it in my capacity. And I think that's the biggest obstacles that makes me as founder and the CEO of the company from actually growing that into something bigger.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for your vulnerability. What I would tell you is this: whether you tell yourself you can or you can't, you're right. You probably may have heard that quote before. So how you see yourself is so important. God built all of us from the moment we were born to be leaders. I truly believe that. Now, leadership is a skill that you can also grow over time, and you start to learn how you can inspire others to be the best version of themselves and help to inspire others to put them in the position where they can win. And you can grow as a leader, but 100% you're a leader. You were born a leader, but you have to see yourself as that leader. Like how you see yourself is so important. What I would tell you is start to like build, even as simple as like every single day, building a practice of journaling and saying out loud what you journal, like I am statements. Just saying I am a leader. I am powerful. I am successful. I am. Start seeing yourself as the leader that you envision one day. Start seeing yourself and embodying what it would feel like for you to be that leader today. What would that leader feel or, feel like that already has a company that has, has a whole huge team that's generating massive revenue, that's impacting thousands, if not millions of lives? Like, how would you feel if you were that leader? And just start embodying those feelings now. Now, I know it's hard because the other thing is this, all of us, and I mean all of us, I don't care who you are. So even the biggest, most successful people in the world still will have some form of doubt or fear trickle in, because that's just human. That's just you're human. You know what I mean? Like our brain works that way. It was built to protect us. It was, you know what I mean? It's just, that's just been around forever since humanity was created, and we had to go and hunt and had to worry about animals chasing after us. So it's normal for you to have that a little bit. I would just tell you to get used to the essence of like fear really is an illusion. And when you step into it, that's where your growth lies. So for me, what I do is I always ask myself these 3 questions every single day. Every time I have to make decisions, I say to myself, is this the hard thing for me to do? Is this the most uncomfortable thing for me to do? Is this the most uncertain thing for me to do? And if the answer to those questions is yes, then I do it. Because although I may be scared, although I may have some doubt, this is hard, this is uncertain, this is uncomfortable for me, I'm not sure. But if I do it, you're going to grow from it. And again, as an entrepreneur, there's only one way that you will ever fail. I learned this from Tom Bilyeu. He said, the only way that you will ever fail, I actually learned this also from a self-made billionaire, Naveen Jain. The only way that you will ever fail is if you quit. That's it. If you quit. One of the greatest skills that I've ever learned as an entrepreneur is adaptability. I've adapted my way to success. There is no perfect plan. There is no 100% guarantee when you're an entrepreneur. You have to be willing to start, and you have to be willing to every single day continue forward with testing, experimenting, trying new things, seeing what works and doing more of that. What doesn't work, okay, I learned from that, and you move on from that. And it's like, if you're not making mistakes, you're not moving forward. If you're not making mistakes, you're not moving forward. See, most entrepreneurs, they have over-analysis paralysis. They get stuck trying to be perfect, and therefore they get scared to even start or even to try a new thing because they're afraid of what other people may think of them, or they're afraid of being a failure. But the only way you'll ever fail is if you quit. So I've had companies in my past that, I've failed many, many times. But the only times I've ever really, truly failed is when I actually decided to quit. And I said to myself, all right, I'm no longer passionate about this, or this is not working to a point where like I just feel ultimately that I want to move and try something new. And that's okay too. But the companies that I was so passionate about, like leaders create leaders, I'm so passionate about it, regardless of money or not, that I'm never going to quit. I'm going to continue, and I'm going to try new things no matter what, every single day. And I feel like if you just learn to adapt and continue to try new things, experiment with new things, and then you believe in yourself. That's the biggest thing. You got to believe in yourself. You have to. It starts with you. The way you see yourself is the way others will see you. So if you want to, as a leader, build a team and you want to delegate to that team, they're going to look to you for that belief system and for that courage in what it is that you're doing. So it has to start with you. And you just have to accept that there is going to be uncertainty. You don't know. There is no guarantee for any of us. We don't know what tomorrow looks like. I have uncertainty just like you. I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I don't know. I'm not guaranteed anything, but I'm willing to show up every day. I'm willing to jump on this live stream. I'm willing to go and navigate my team and be vulnerable. Like just that's the biggest thing. And part of a leader is being having the courage to try and be vulnerable even when you make a mistake. That's okay, but willing to keep going.
Wow, thank you so much. That is super powerful. I mean, I've never looked at myself that way because I feel like in my environment, I'm like the first person who's taking this path. You know, as coming from an Asian family, that's really hard to make that breakthrough because of the, you know, the expectations and the cultures and their beliefs, and me stepping out of that system, you know, and
Yeah.
actually like because I was studying law, so I could have been a lawyer by now, but I'm taking different paths and starting from the ground, you know, like
Yeah.
basically from earning zero to earning a little bit to earn a little bit more, and to have those belief and to spread in, you know, into to have the company culture to believe in that thing is very challenging. It's very because I don't get that much support from my surroundings because they don't understand the journey that I'm choose to take in.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
understand that, and I've been there. What I would tell you is, like, first of all, your routine and your rituals is so, so important because you are the only one that can, at the end of the day, like, you're always gonna have people that are gonna project their own insecurities and their own fears onto you. We live in a world that's predicated on fear. So that's your rituals and your routine is so important. Like, it's so, so, so important. So that's why, you know, every single morning you should be journal. Every morning I have to meditate. Every morning I journal. And, you know, before I go to sleep, I'm constantly visualizing. I'm visualizing my next day and how it's going to be powerful. Even before I have speeches and I'm going to go on stage in front of thousands of people, I'm visualizing the next day of going on stage, even though I'm scared. Even though I may feel like I'm going to go up there and like freeze, but I'm visualizing. So whatever, you have to really think about what your rituals and your routine is every single morning, throughout the day, every night, because you're in control of your life. This is your life. You know, so there's going to be people that don't understand your journey. That's just the truth. Your family, friends, community, they're not going to understand your journey. A lot of my friends, they didn't understand mine. I was one of the only entrepreneurs that broke out of growing up where I grew up to become an entrepreneur. My family told me I had to go to college in order for me to make it. And in order for me to even make them proud, they wanted me to go to a big time university. I couldn't make it into a big time university, let alone I dropped out to become an entrepreneur. I had all the pressure. I felt alone. So one thing I would tell you is, like, you got to build in that ritual and those routines. You have to realize that you're going to have other people that are going to try to project their doubt and insecurities on you. And sometimes you'll have your own ego trying to do it to you. That's why that routine of how you see yourself, what you say to yourself is so, so important. And then also know that you're not alone. There's entrepreneurs out here. And when I started, like you, there really wasn't a community. Like, Instagram wasn't really popping like it is now. YouTube wasn't popping like it is now. Now there are opportunities for you to join entrepreneurial communities. So just do your research. There's mentorship that's out there and available to you. Leaders Create Leaders. We're launching our own membership platform for early stage entrepreneurs. I also had one with founders. I have friends that have them as well. There's communities, and it's worth it for you to join a community. It's worth it. It's an investment in you to know that you don't have to do it alone. So, read good books. Like, a really great book that I read when I first started was, let me see if it's up here. Let's see. It's called Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain. Was an important book for me when I first started. Where is it? Let's see. Here's another one that I recommend. John Maxwell leadership book, 5 Levels of Leadership. But Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain was one of the first books that, like, changed my life when I became an entrepreneur. So yeah, just,
wow.
every day,
Thank you so much for the advice. Wow.
Yeah, of course. But thank you. I
I mean,
appreciate you.
I
Thank you
cannot
for
thank you
commenting.
enough. I cannot thank you enough. Like, this opportunity is like, coming as an Indonesian and being in this platform with you, getting your advice. It's like, I can be a bit emotional right now, but I'm gonna tell you, this is not something that everybody get chance to. And what I can say is that I promise you, whatever you advices that you have given to me right now, I will do my best to really utilize this to make me and my companies grow. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like,
100%. And
I'm lost words right now.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. This is huge. This is divine. You know, God brought us together. I'm here for you. I see you. I believe in you. I really believe in you. I know that you're going to be so successful. I see you as I see you successful, because otherwise you wouldn't be on this live. Think about, so a lot of times we forget how far we've come and what we're manifesting. Like, you manifested this opportunity right now, you know, to be on here, to be collaborating with me, to be co-creating and learning. So like, you're on your right path. You have to just trust your path. You have to continue to keep believing in yourself. It's so important. And, you know, see the fact that you're Indonesian and you're a woman, and you're, you know, like, see all the things that you may have looked at yourself and said that this is your family and the way they see you. Like, see all of those things that you might have looked at as like things that are hindering you, and see those as opportunities. Because ultimately, now we live in a world where, like, you being from Indonesia, being a young woman leader that's building businesses and doing things that are good for the world, like, that, you have an advantage. People want to get behind movements and businesses and entrepreneurs like you. So you have to, like, you have to just see it as this beautiful opportunity, and know that, like, through your trials and tribulations, through you not only believing in yourself for you, but you have to realize that you're going to inspire, like me. I never would have thought that I'd be on a live inspiring someone from Indonesia. I was a young Latino kid from a small town that didn't have much going for him. Like, people thought I was going to be being a huge failure, right? To know that I've been able to build multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses now, inspiring millions of people around the world. Like, if I was able to do it, you have to know that you're going to do it. And that ultimately you're going to get to a point where there's going to be people that look just like you, that have a very similar story to you, and you're going to inspire them because you're showing them that it's possible. So just continue to keep pushing forward, because I'm telling you, your story is going to inspire so many other people from all over the world, especially that have a similar upbringing as you. All right. So just know that, and know that God has a plan. You know, God has a plan for you. So that's why we're on this live right now. And you got to just trust that, and just see yourself in the highest. Be your own biggest cheerleader. All right.
Thank you so much for your time.
No
I
doubt. No
appreciate
doubt.
that.
Let's keep in touch. All right. I want to see what you're building, and I'll be back in
I will follow up
Indonesia.
with you.
I love
I'm waiting
Indonesia.
you here.
Yes.
I saw
Yes. Yes.
Ashley was in Bali last
Yeah.
year, so
We were
please
just in
coming back.
Bali together. Me and Ashley were just there like 4 or 5 months ago. So we're going to be back. It's one of our favorite places in the world.
I will be your guide when the time
Okay,
comes.
great. Awesome.
All
Keep
right.
going, all right? I want to see you continue to win. And thank you for everything. Thank you for your support, all right?
Thank you. Bye.
All right, cool. Bye. All right, guys. So I appreciate you for taking some time to be with me on the live. Every Friday, I'm going to be just bringing the 333 winners. So you guys comment on my post 333 within the first 3 minutes and 33 seconds, tag a friend, and I pick random winners where I send you $100 to buy you and a friend dinner, or bring you on live where we'll just jam and talk about your goals, talk about your dreams, talk about what you're building. And I appreciate all of you. It's Juneteenth. It's a beautiful opportunity for us all to celebrate. It's Friday, so feel good, build yourself up. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. I got to get back to work, but I appreciate you guys. I love you so much. All right. Thank you. Love you and Ashley. Thank you. I appreciate that. Aztec Queen, such a cool name and such a cool profile. Kitty Catch, I love you. I appreciate you. I need an incubator program. Well, hit us up. We know we got that. And we're launching the Leaders Create Leaders University. So stay tuned for that. Anthony Espinoza, what's up, bro? Good to see you on here. I appreciate you guys so much. Naomi, see you on here. Guys, every single one of you, I just want to leave you with this. Your story matters. Your story fucking matters so much. Think about that. I just had a girl from Indonesia on here being inspired. You all have a story, and it's so powerful. God gave you struggle. God put you through adversity. Is putting through all of us through it right now, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be worth it. So just tap in and leverage the fact of what you've been through in life. Start owning your story. Start taking ownership of your life, all right? I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.